Having been a professional coach both inside and outside organizations for over 15 years, I can tell you that there is a serious allergy of people in corporations, and that is to feelings. It's almost like we don't have permission when we are put on our professional persona and we go into work. For many of us in many industries, having feelings is seen as a weakness. It's something that needs to be managed, contained. And so is it any wonder when we go home, we're just spent? It's not the emails that's causing that. It's the emotion, it's the people management, it's the containing all of the angst. And it is a time of great angst, and it's not going to get any better. Sorry for the downer, but you know what? We need to be able to feel the pressure so that we can manage it. So I have a few ideas for you. One is find some kind of resource. This is my go-to Bible, because even though I have a lot of experience, hey, I did my master's of family therapy, I still don't always understand the landscape of my feelings because they creep up. They come from a deeper part of our brain, a more ancient lizard part of our brain, and they show up, and then it takes our brains, the more evolved structure to figure out what's going on. And so sometimes we need to find the language in which we can label and understand what's going on. So given that we don't have a good vocabulary of emotions and feelings, sometimes we need a Bible. So that's this Atlas of the Heart. That's what I use. The other thing is find, if you don't already have it, a trusted advisor, a support, a mentor, somebody where you are allowed to have human feelings. You're allowed to be a person. Now, this person needs to have earned your trust. It's not necessarily a person that you share an office with or that you started at the same time. It doesn't have to be your boss. It doesn't have to be one of your subordinates. In fact, it's important that you build a healthy relationship to that person of expressing emotions, because what you don't want to have happen is actually expressing emotions is code word for gossip. This is not a healthy processing of emotions. Negative gossip is discharging your stress out there in the world, and then it sticks to somebody else and it coats them. And we don't want that. It's not fair to that other person. It's not fair to the person that you're talking about either. Now, I'm saying you. I'm sure you don't do that. So here's what we need to do instead, is when we notice that we're frustrated, we're annoyed, we're whatever that emotion is about that person, we need to name it. What is named can be tamed. If you want to tame it and it not run roughshod over your cognitions, your feelings, zap your energy, change how you behave at work, you need to understand and name what that is. And if you don't name it for yourself, that is a good sign it's not time to name it for somebody else. Here's the other layer to all of this. We cannot give other people the responsibility to figure out what's going on in our inner landscape. So what that means is it's not time to speak up in a meeting or to talk to our person that we share an office with, or even to call up our bestie on the way home from work and just eject all the things that are going on in hopes that they can figure it out for us. They got enough of their own stuff going on. And so, yes, find that safe place as we just talked about, and also know that you have to be a safe place for yourself first. If you don't feel comfortable navigating what is that thing that I'm feeling, why did it spark, and what is mapped onto that? Because you see, I think what you'll find is the more you do this, the more you'll realize that this triggering event was connected to how you were treated by that person 15 years ago that was toxic, and by that environment, that context that you found yourself in, that really awful meeting with that person 2 years ago, and that just sort of, it all brought it back, even though you hadn't thought about it in years. Maybe even your first family. In our first family, in my family of origin, having strong emotions that were negative weren't allowed. Positive emotions, absolutely. Negative, no. You keep that contained, or else it was going to be huge drama, right? So we have to understand that some of what is coming up for us has a deep history, and nobody can fix that or figure it out for us. Here's the fourth thing. don't be hesitant to hire a coach, a therapist, somebody who can be maybe your career advisor, an individual who can help you navigate and understand when simply telling yourself, you know what, something's going on with me, I need to understand it. When it's hard to understand, or maybe when you find this emotion's coming up often and it's not working for me, it's not comfortable for me, find somebody who can help you navigate and process that. It's not woo-woo stuff to have a support person. You wouldn't expect yourself to manage your own diabetes that's coming on. You would need some support of understanding what this thing is. If you're going to have a baby for the first time, you wouldn't expect, well, that's it, I'm going to have a baby. I guess I'll just go and have one. You would seek out help. You'd read some books. You'd maybe go to a class. You'd practice some breathing, maybe. I don't know. I never practiced any breathing. But the point is, you would seek help. You would invite support. See, feeling strong emotions at work has no real respect. Most sectors, most industries, it's not allowed. You are considered unprofessional if you have it. And even in industries where you'd expect that we would be okay with having emotions, I come from healthcare, community services, not-for-profit. You'd think of all the sectors that emotions were okay, it'd be there. Well, not always, and not in every context. And the higher I climbed the ladder, the less it was okay that I had feelings. So we have to know where our resource is, our support is. That's why so many people, especially as they climb into greater roles of responsibility with fewer peers and less support, why they need to lean on a coach to help them walk alongside them and navigate the day-to-day strains and struggles that come with emotions and feelings. My friends, if you feel something, that's great. It means you're engaged. So allow yourself to experience that. And if you're having a hard time, if it's not something you're comfortable with, it's supported in your culture, in your context, with your family at home, your work family, that's okay. There are lots of people who are happy and able to help you navigate that. My name's Sarah McVanel. I'm Canada's recognition expert, and I want to recognize you and all of the things that you feel and all the things you are, whether you're resourceful or less. It's all part of you. And you are already greatness, my friend, so you don't need to shut down any feelings for anyone, anytime. Just find an outlet for them.